Friends, this is one of the most important tools for piano players. And in this video, we're gonna cover everything about metronomes, including how to find the perfect tempo, how to get faster, and even how to use a metronome when you're learning a song. So first things first, the metronome is like your musical GPS. It keeps you on the right track and makes sure you get to your destination in perfect time. I've got our beautiful Pianote metronome here, but you can use an app, you can use the Google one, or you might even have one built into your keyboard. The main thing is, you gotta like the sound of it. Sometimes it can get a little frustrating to play along with. So how do we use this metronome? Well, first things first, we're gonna open it up. I'm gonna just bring your attention to, if you can see this, we've got all these different numbers on here. So music is measured in beats per minute. And so you can see, we can slide this up and down to give us a slow tempo, like this. And tempo just refers to speed. And if we slide it down here, we get super fast. Now this metronome is actually a collaboration we did with Whitner metronomes, the iconic Whitner metronomes. It's a sweet little piano version, and if you want your own, you can find it linked below this video. So when you start with the metronome, you want to start slowly. So I'm gonna set this to 60. I'm gonna feel it, I'm gonna sway. And I love this little pendulum. I'm gonna move this out of the way because it kind of helps me visually track what I'm doing as well. I might tap my foot. I'm gonna place my hand. I'm just gonna play a G scale. You can try this with me. And every click gets a note. And you wanna make sure that you are hitting your notes at the exact time that you're hearing that click. Not before, not after. And that's actually really tricky to do slowly. This is a great way to just make sure you're paying attention, you're in that flow. Nothing is going to expose your weak spots like this metronome. This doesn't speed up. This is a truth teller. So once you're comfortable playing with your metronome, one note per click, you're gonna wanna find your perfect baseline tempo because we all wanna play faster, right? I'm gonna go to 100. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play along with this and just get a sense of, does this feel too fast? Am I able to play without any mistakes, perfectly on the beat? Let's try it out. This actually feels really good. Now, a crazy thing will happen when you play with your left hand. Sometimes it feels like, oh, no, this is too hard for my left hand. You might have to bring the tempo back. And when you go hands together, this is the real test, you might have to slow it down even more for a time. It's all part of the process. Now, if you're ready to build your speed, find that spot where you're like, oh, okay, that's a little tricky. I gotta focus really hard to do that. So maybe 126, I went up a bunch. Ooh, okay, so I have to concentrate there. So I would practice with that tempo until I started to feel like, oh, I can relax a bit. And then I'll bump it up very slowly by 3 to 5 BPM. And maybe just per day, like each day I'll bump it up just a little bit until I get to whatever target tempo I want. So let's have some fun. Let's play eighth notes. So I'm gonna be playing 2 notes per click. Listen. It's a little more challenging because you kind of have to estimate that space between. So that feels really good. What if I want to play something like triplets? So that means I'm going to be playing 3 notes per click. So try this with me. Triplet, 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 triplet. It's like throws your mind off a little bit. It's kind of fun. You can also practice using 16th notes, which means you're going to get 4 notes per click. So you're going to go 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. It's tricky, it's gonna challenge you, but it's a really great way to get used to different rhythms and not always relying on having 1 click per note. Now, if playing more than 1 note per click feels really challenging for you, you can actually use some music math and make your metronome work for you. So let's look at those eighth notes again. If we're playing at 60 BPM and we're playing 2 notes per click, and you're just struggling to kind of find it, double that tempo. We're going to go to 120, and what this is going to do is it's going to allow us to play 1 note per click, but we'll actually be playing at the same speed. So that's a great way to help yourself build precision, and when you're ready, then you can put that in half again, and you can go to playing 1 or 2 notes per click. Right? And it just feels a little easier now that you've built that context for it. And I'm gonna be honest with you, this is something I still have to do for myself after all of these years of playing. It's such a helpful tool. How do we apply this to a song? So let's use a song, something familiar, something a little bit simple like Minuet in G. Now, the first thing you wanna look at is the time signature. This gives you your information. It's like your rhythmic map. So this one tells us we have 3 beats per measure. The 4 on the bottom represents the quarter note. Now this song has a suggested BPM of 145. I'm gonna tell you right now, most songs have these crazy suggested tempos. Do not start there, listen, it's too fast. You're gonna go crazy. So start way slower than suggested and work your way up gradually. And the other thing I wanna say, and this is a bit controversial, is when you're learning a song, I like to suggest learning the song a little bit first. Get it under your fingers so you're not like, what are these notes? How do I move? Build the coordination, then bring in the metronome as soon as you can. I'm gonna move this so much slower. I'm gonna go to like 50. So my song starts with a quarter note, followed by some eighth notes. I'm gonna do one hand. So it's gonna be okay, that actually felt a little bit slow. So if you find that too slow, then you're gonna be like, oh, let's bump it up a little bit, see how it goes. I'm gonna try 58 now. And this is how you build your tempo. Quarter, eighth. That feels good. Nice. You can count out loud, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3. You've got it. Now that's just one time signature. There are many time signatures. So let's look at something in 6/8. So this is a totally different feel. So I'm just gonna demonstrate. We've got these arpeggios in the left hand and it's gonna feel different. It's gonna feel like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So notice how there's kind of like a little bit of an accent on the 1 and the 4. So I'm gonna set my metronome so that I get a click on the 1 and the 4. And so we'll go really, 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 really slow. I'm gonna go all the way to the top of my metronome, which is 40. So I'm gonna feel it first. I might even sort of count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, look at me moving my body. I need all the help I can get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can feel that's very different. So if that's feeling challenging because you're like, oh, there's too much time between those clicks and I'm struggling to align them, I'm gonna now times, I'm gonna use some math again, that 40 by 3 because we're in a different time signature this time. So we're gonna go to 120 and now we're gonna have a click for every single note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This helps so much to understand how these are placed. So this is a great way to make your metronome work for you. And then when that's comfortable, you can go back down to where you're going to have those accents, those clicks are gonna line up with where the music should naturally have those accents. Same speed, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. So I'm still having to concentrate, right? I still have to really focus. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. That was like, I had to really pay attention. So clearly I need to practice with my metronome more. But that's what it's gonna help you do. Because this shouldn't be a distraction. This is meant to help you internalize the rhythm, the pulse, the heartbeat of the music. And when you have that, you're a better musician. So make sure you're practicing with your metronome. And I spent a lot of years fighting it, really hating using it. But I wish I would have spent the time making friends with my metronome instead of enemies. So use this often. If you can get like 50% of your practice time with your metronome, you are absolutely winning. Comment below if you have any questions. I love hearing from you and happy practicing.